Hi everybody, Lori, GLP-1 Journey in Review. So today I want to talk to you on how my maintenance is different from my regular weight loss journey, especially as far as eating. So I would basically eat, I'm not a breakfast person, so my normal breakfast was my protein shake. And for a long time I've been throwing some collagen in my protein shake along with my morning coffee. So I get some extra protein in there with that. And lunch would come along and I would have some shrimp, maybe some turkey loaf, maybe a little piece of chicken, something along those lines, maybe a small salad, cucumber pieces. And occasionally for a snack, I would have a piece of cheese or a hard-boiled egg, something along those lines. Dinner, I would have a piece of fish and a vegetable, and I would always have a little bit of fruit afterwards. Occasionally, I would go for either a Quest version of a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup or another brand, which was basically anywhere from 35 to 120 calories, depending on the brand and the size and so forth. Now, on maintenance, I haven't really done too much different. I have managed to lower my dose. I was on 10, and then I did 7.5. I tried 5, and I got a little bit of food noise and was a little hungry, so I went back up to 7.5. Now, as far as eating in my morning shake, I didn't want to lose weight anymore, so in my morning protein shake, I would throw in some protein yogurt, low sugar. It was only like 13 grams protein. And I switched from almond milk or a combination of almond milk, coconut milk, to it's Fairlife protein milk. So I got some extra protein in there. And basically, that's about it as far as my breakfast. So it added an extra 100 calories and then a little bit more for the milk. So an extra 125 calories for breakfast. For lunch, occasionally I would add a little bit more carbs than what I was eating. Now, the reason why I did this at lunch is one, it's a little bit earlier, and my wife is still at the point where she's trying to lose weight, and I didn't want to eat things that had some extra carbs in front of her because that might tempt her, and she has her little routine thing for eating. Now, I didn't go crazy with the carbs. Once in a while, I would have some orzo salad type thing or something along those lines. Or occasionally, I would have a slice of toast or bread, but I made sure it was whole wheat or these super multi-grain type of things, which I normally didn't really have. Dinner pretty much stayed the same along with the fruit. And I allowed myself, rather than maybe 1 to 2 peanut butter cup type things a week, to an extra one. And that pretty well seemed to work. Now, keep in mind, there really is no guidance out there on maintenance. So it's all trial and error and everything that you hear from other people to try. Again, no food is off limits. I personally, we have gone out to dinner a little bit more because this was vacation time more, and we tend to not really go on too many vacations between January and Mayish, so that's a good point for not going out to eat and so forth. And our friends have been pretty busy traveling, and we've been pretty busy doing our kind of stuff, so we haven't been going out to eat as much. Now, when Carol's son came, we did go out to dinner, and we kept it pretty simple to steak, salmon, because it wasn't vacation. We tend to splurge a little bit more. But like I said, nothing's off limits, and I think we did split a potato or something like that when we went out. Again, because you have to do these kind of things because this is a lifestyle and we're going to be on this forever. And if we look at it as a diet, it's never going to work. So it's a lifestyle, and we're not just calling it a lifestyle, it is a lifestyle. I continued on with my working out. I've been working a little bit extra, so as far as workouts, sometimes I didn't get them in quite as often. Like I try to go 3 to 4 times a week. Sometimes it's been closer to 3. But if it's 3, I try to make them a good 15, 20 minutes longer to make up for it. And that's pretty much been working. As far as dose. I'm thinking of possibly spreading the doses out a little bit longer because the 7.5 seems to be working. And I'm okay if that's how it is for a long time. I know a lot of people have gone down to 5, partially due to cost, partially due to availability. And it's kind of a natural thing to want to go down a bit. So I may try 9 or 10 days, see how that goes. Well, I don't think I'd go too much more than 2 weeks. I've done 2 weeks in the past. I don't really remember why, if I didn't have the medication or I just wanted to see what it was like. But I've done it, I think, twice in the past and didn't really notice a difference. And I don't want the amount in my body that I've built up to dwindle too low because I know that's part of it. So that's pretty much what I'm doing on maintenance. I think it might be slightly different if my wife was on maintenance along with me. We'll get there because then, like I said, we could go out to dinner, share a meal, even if there's a little bit more carbs and stuff than we like. So we could do that, but she still wants to lose the weight, and being a type 2 diabetic and the fact that she can't work out quite as much because of her COPD and arthritis, she is doing some chair yoga, and we are taking walks once in a while. They're short and they're interrupted because of the COPD, but she's moving. That's the important thing. So it's taking a little bit longer, and I'm just going to be patient. It's, again, everybody's journey is different. As long as she's still losing, I'm happy. She would be happier if she was losing a little bit quicker, but we all know everybody's journey is different. There's lots of different factors and so forth. My blood work, perfectly great. Everything is perfect. So I don't know if they're going to take me off some of the medication. I'm on a lower dose statin. I don't know if that's up to my cardiologist because there's other risks. My cardiac score, calcium score, was a little bit higher than what I would like it to be. I think it was 85, which kind of takes you just out of the lower risk and into the moderate risk. So that may play a part in it. So that's up to him. I'm not a cardiologist. I'll let him advise me with that. Right now, he wants to play things safe. He wants to make sure I'm going to keep the weight off, which I do plan because I don't really have any plans to go off the medication unless something comes up that I'm not aware of. And I just wanted to let you know that's how my maintenance is going. I know everybody's different. No two journeys are the same. If you're on maintenance, let me know in the comments what you're doing differently, and if you're still taking the medication, what dose you're on, and how often you're taking it. Love to hear from you. Please hit that like and subscribe button. And for today's our contest, if you are a subscriber and you like this video and comment airplane, then you're entering the contest. So airplane is the word or the emoji. Be a subscriber, and you're in the contest for an Amazon card. I pick a winner when I get a good amount of people, and I try to keep those people in there. The more times that you enter, the better chances you are. The numbers are getting a little bit large, so as far as old ones, we'll have to figure it out. I still want to keep people in it. I just might limit some of their older ones and let them keep entering with newer ones. So again, let me know if you're on maintenance, your dose, your thoughts. If you have any suggestions on my maintenance, let me know in the comments. And that's it for today.